So, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Bullets God. You already know what it is. This video that I'm about to do, we're going to speak about Keffe D. Now, Keffe D has came out and said what we already knew he was going to say. And that was that basically he was coerced to say that he killed Tupac, and that basically he wasn't the one that murdered or had a hand in it, and that it was all orchestrated by none other than Reggie Wright, who people have been saying for a long time, Russell Poole, it's like R.J. Barnes, Frank Alexander, Michael Moore, all have pointed their fingers at Reggie for a long time. And now to see this whole situation, to see that people really believe and was saying puff, 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 zip, zip, zip. Well, Keffe D was saying this before he got arrested, that they coerced him to say that Puff, that the whole thing, they gave him a script to say Puff, and basically gave him a script to say that this is how it went down. Now, listening to Keffe D, he's not lying. He's basically exposing the fact that he didn't write the book, which we all know he didn't write that book. So he's exposing the fact that he didn't write the book that they said he wrote, that bio book. He's exposing the fact that he was basically offered a deal, and the deal was to admit that you had something to do with Tupac's murder to get immunity. So everything that was said and everything that was done, we already knew this. And this is what people have been saying. But people was calling people conspiracy theorists. People were saying, no, Pac got killed by gang members. Pac did not get killed the way they trying to say. And it's like the pieces have been falling to the puzzle. And a lot of people need to give R.J. Barnes his credit. You got to look. Reggie Wright is basically was trying to hold firm to allow, the LAPD to be blamed. Biggie's murder was basically a scapegoat situation because they needed to use the East-West thing to make it look like Biggie's death was an East-West murder. And I really, truly believe that Kevin Gaines was the one that killed Tupac. And I truly believe that it was a backdoor situation for a power struggle of death row. To get Suge out the way, to get Pac out the way, and to basically do what they did to death row. And a lot of people is saying, wow, that is crazy. But we all knew this. We all knew for a minute now that Keffe D was basically used as a scapegoat. It was already known, because you got to look, right? Pac let go David Kenner. He let go Reggie Wright, right? Reggie Wright was security. He let him go. David Kenner was the lawyer. He let him go. He fired him, right? Suge going through what he's going through with Death Row, with the whole Harry O thing, and a whole lot of things with Dre leaving. So you're hearing Suge saying the same thing. That, wait a minute, it's coming from that side over there. You're hearing Warren G said that Him and Snoop was in the house, and they had the walkie-talkie, and they heard what happened in Vegas, and they wasn't even out there. You know, you're hearing, you know, Michael Moore saying on camera that on the walkie-talkie, the person said, "We got him," right? We're hearing that Reggie told the security, "Don't bring guns. Don't bring guns." So when people saying that, oh, Reggie wouldn't do that, Reggie this, but Reggie has shown his inconsistencies. He has shown that he's not loyal, and he has shown so much. And then when you listen to the recorded conversation with Sharita, Suge's ex-wife, you hear them saying Kevin Gaines' name. And he was Snoop's security. You know, but he was part of Right Way Security. So, you know, with this being said and this development's coming out, you know, everybody wanted to blame Puff for so long because they all going by the East and West name. But that was a beef to sell records. What transpired after that, that wasn't about selling records. So they got it right. Keffe D did. Messed up by going on there and fibbing and lying, which got him incarcerated. But what people don't fail to realize is this, is that they've been doing this. But this is what they do. So, like I said, when you look at all this and you look at what's going on, it's sad. But people starting to wake up. And they starting to see that it wasn't a gang thing. You know, Reggie Pops was there to help up Reggie. But it was some BS. And I'm so glad that certain people spoke about it, about Slay. He was a pioneer for the culture. But to hear that dudes will want to lie and want to blame somebody for the person's death, but knowing damn well that's not what happened. But, hey, it is what it is. Shout out to 80, I see 80 doing big things, so shout out to him. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's not a good look. You know, it's not a good look. But I'm glad that the family is about to get closure. That the man that they accused that did this and did that, he didn't do that. And we knew that. You know. But hey, it is what it is. It's your boy Bullis Gotti. Salute.